As the City of San Angelo's water quality superintendent, Tymn Combest talks a lot about the critical need to conserve water. It's not just talk. For more than 6 months now, Combest has lived entirely off of rainwater, harvested through a sophisticated system he had installed as he built his home in southwest San Angelo.
I use the water for everything in the house. There's not a fountain here, even on the outside, or a faucet even on the outside, that's not connected. So for me to change the city water, I shut this valve, move this hose over to this valve, and open it, and that changes the city water. And what that does, it gives me a complete disconnect from city water to rainwater, so there's no way there can be a cross connection.
As drought continues to loom over much of Texas, interest in and the practice of rainwater harvesting has grown. Combest's home has enough capacity to store about 42,000 gallons of water. That's in excess of 3 times the amount of water he needs for himself.
There's so much more water you can use from harvesting rain for your yards, for your foundations, drinking water if you want to go that far. I think in San Angelo, with the growth we have coming in and the really limited water sources we have, rainwater harvesting makes a lot more sense here than it ever did before.
Combest understands many homeowners are intimidated by the price and the complexity of harvesting rainwater. He stresses the process is relatively easy and help is available in San Angelo.
The technology is pretty straightforward. There's companies now in town that will even come out, put the gutters in, set the tanks, hook it up for you. So it's not really hard to get into it. And some people may want to just go buy a 100-gallon rain barrel and just catch maybe drinking water instead of buying cases of bottled water. That's a good way to avoid having to do that.
Rainwater harvesting is an obvious passion for Combest. In fact, one of his goals for the City of San Angelo this year is to launch a rainwater harvesting initiative, with the city leading by example with its own buildings.
We want to look at some of our city buildings and where we can harvest water off of those. I know Southside Rec Camp is doing that now. I keep looking at the big Hickory groundwater plant. It has a huge metal roof that already has gutters, so that's kind of what got me interested in that.
For SATV, I'm Brian Groves.